Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Faded Podcast. I'm your host, Brian Comer, and today I'm joined by my good friend, Tyler Skelly. Me and Skelly are just going to be bullshitting, talking about some music, you know, as we normally do. But Skelly, how are you, buddy?
I'm good, bud. Thanks for having me on. I was on last time back in the middle of December, but I believe that was the COVID episode. So
yeah, the COVID episode that never got published and pushed back our releases. Thank you, Colin Shaughnessy, for spreading that to us. But
thanks for having me.
It's good to see you, buddy. But yeah, so what's been going on? I know you've been down in Las Vegas a lot recently. What have you been doing down there?
So I've been out in Vegas about 4 times in the past few months. My girlfriend lives out there, so it's nice she lives on the outskirts, so it's nice to go and visit without having to be in the hype of the city. It's nice out there, I will say. It's obviously not even close to the same as Jersey. You got the dry heat. It's expensive, definitely going into the city with the casinos, but I do love it out there. It's nice. Nothing beats Jersey, though. Yeah,
definitely a different vibe from Jersey, though.
Of course.
Definitely a lot warmer, too, at this time of the year. It's fucking freezing here in Jersey, hence the coat.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I got this today. I wanted to wear it for the podcast. Thank you, buddy. But, so let's just jump into it, man. We got some shit to cover in the music industry. First off, big news today. The Weeknd jumped to #1 in the world for streams on Spotify, which is pretty crazy if you ask me.
Yeah.
He has, what does he have? I think it's...
86?
Yeah, holy fuck. 86,096,217 monthly listeners.
That's a lot.
That is a lot of people.
Shout out to Bell.
Oh, my God. That's like
That's #1 in the world, too.
That's more than a lot of countries. His Spotify listeners cover more than a lot of countries' populations. So
listen, the man makes a lot of music, and most of it is above average. So.
You know what I think's interesting about his music and why it transcends like generations? Like my mom can listen to The Weeknd and my grandma can listen to The Weeknd. It's like dance synth pop was almost like popular in the 80s, but he puts his new spin on it, and it just... anyone can listen to it. It's great.
Very Michael Jackson-esque. My mom said it the first time I heard it with her. She was like, it sounds like Michael Jackson.
It's interesting, too, because he has those certain songs where it's like 50 Shades of Grey. And then he has like your Blinding Lights, exactly, that like I've heard too many times to count because it's played everywhere.
Yeah, that's the only problem with being too good, you guys.
I mean, he is great.
He definitely is. If I were to rank my top 3 favorite artists, he's definitely in my top 3.
I think for today's day and age, he's definitely the most influential. I think when you put somebody like Michael Jackson into the conversation, you have to talk about The Weeknd now.
Yeah,
he's crossing that boundary of like...
Yeah, he's done Super Bowl halftime shows. The man's got, I don't know how many platinum albums, but...
don't get me wrong, no one's touching Michael right now. He's the king of pop, but if there's anyone that's close to...
comparing?
Yeah, beating that down the line, I think it's The Weeknd.
The fact that he's even in the same conversation as, the king is insane.
It's ridiculous. But, so shout out to Abel. You've been doing some crazy shit recently.
I'm not surprised, to be honest.
No. And I don't know if you saw recently. I know you're a big Barstool fan, as am I myself. But on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast that they do, it's like... I forget who hosts it, but they're great. The two guys who host it.
I don't think I watched that yet. What is it?
I forget. But they had Bobby Shmurda on recently.
Oh yeah.
And Bobby Shmurda, he.
that was the podcast. That was the
it was the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but
that's where I've seen him.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
so they had
Shmoney.
He debuted his song Shmoney, and it was a crazy video. You've seen it, right?
Oh my God, yeah. It's a bop in general, but just seeing him like just bopping to his own music, man, that was awesome to see.
Unreal.
I love the one line when he's like, I forget how it leads up to it, but when he's like, I'm fresh out the slammer or something like that, and he just starts bopping, and then he falls over.
Dude, he flips over the futon.
And they're all just still bopping with it.
Oh my gosh. He was away for a while though, wasn't he? What was it
like
for? Gun charges?
Yeah. I think it was gun charges.
Why do all these guys...
Might have been drugs, too.
I mean, he's one of those guys that wasn't lying about it when he rapped about it.
He's a real one. He went to jail for longer than he did because he wasn't ratting out any of his boys.
Is that actually what happened?
Whatever the charges were, but he, like... If you go through Hot N-Word, if you go through that song, he talks about it. He's, like, literally ratting out his boys, basically, but then he, like... I don't know, I guess he wasn't... I don't know the whole story.
I want to look up when he went to jail for... In 2014, Shmurda was arrested on gang conspiracy, gun, and drug charges. 2 years later, he pleaded guilty to 4th-degree conspiracy and 2nd-degree criminal weapons possession. It was sentenced to 7 years in prison. His conditional release date was previously moved up to February 23rd, which is 10 months ahead of the actual end of his sentence.
So he should.
So he got out early, but
good behavior.
He pled guilty though. I mean, he probably took a deal. He was probably going away for a lot longer, especially with gang conspiracy, gun and drug charges.
Yeah, I mean, I remember back in the day, and like I was in 3rd grade, and I remember hearing Lil Wayne was like quote unquote supposed to go to jail for coke or something. And like that never happened. Like you always hear that.
You always hear about rappers going to jail, but it never happens.
And then you see Bobby.
I think a lot of it is they have the money to pay for really good lawyers.
Bail, exactly.
They pay the bail, and then they have money for really good lawyers who can eventually just get them out of it somehow.
But I guess and then you see he's in there like 7 years.
Yeah,
like
or deferred sentences that they'll never actually serve out.
Exactly.
Crazy. But Bobby Shmurda, I'm glad to see he's out and putting out music.
It's great to
you know
see
what?
him.
Because his songs back in the day, they were a huge soundtrack to like what we were in like 8th grade at the time, I think.
Well, with
right?
N-word? We were in high school. I remember getting that was like one of I remember one of the first two. I remember the very first two songs. I talked to
Shussie when I shot.
Yeah, the 2 songs. The very first 2 songs I played when I got my license were "Off the Corner" by Meek Mill, and then "Hot." I don't know. I'm not trying to say that word. The "Hot" N-word on by him. And like, I remember pulling up to school like because I left school, got my license, came back like halfway through the day, and like I just pulled up bumping that, and I just felt like such a.
So what, like 2016 probably?
15 or 14. Right. Probably was that 14. Yeah, 2014.
Oh, let's check it out. You're probably 14.
When did it come out? And I was like, my birthday's like earlier than everyone, so I was like the first to get my license.
Release date. It was released in what?
2013.
Oh, no. July 25th, 2014.
2014. Yeah, it was the summer of, so because I'm September.
So probably didn't get popular until like about a year later.
No, it was like 3 months later because I was popular, but I wasn't like early to that song.
Okay.
Like basically beginning of the school year.
True.
But yeah,
you got your license a full year before me too.
Basically.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I was early.
Yeah. I was thinking, all right.
I just felt like, I don't know, I was a man that day. You get your license, you pull up to school bumping,
bumping Bobby Shmurda. Yeah, that's when you become a man.
Yep.
But I'm glad to see he's putting music out too. But speaking of putting out music, one thing that I have to ask you about as a friend, I don't know how you feel about this personally. I'm sort of against it. Yeah. Juice WRLD's estate just put out a new album for him December 10th, Fighting Demons. I haven't personally listened to it. I'm somewhat against.
I listened to it.
Have you?
Not great.
Not great?
Mm-mm.
That's what I mean. I'm somewhat against having the family of artists who have passed away put out music for them without their consent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless it was written down like, if I die, I want this to be put out into the world. But you know what I mean? There's no way to know that was completed work that he would want people to see or hear. And
I see 2 sides of the argument. So I agree with you. It's like, dude, the guy's dead. There's
let him
rest in peace. That's the whole point. But I will say the other side, it sounds like they're trying to, milk every fucking penny they can from him. But the other side of that is his fans. Like, there's some fans out there that are obsessed with him, and like they want to hear every fucking thing, even if it's trash. And like, to be honest, like I'm imagining Travis Scott dying. Like, that's my favorite rapper. If he were to die, like, and he had like a bunch of like, I'd want to hear all of it. So to that side of it, I don't blame. But this album, in my opinion, it just seemed like a bunch of just like shit that he recorded was like, nah, it's not good enough to release, and that's why he never released it. So, but yeah, no, I definitely agree with you to a point because like it just like let the guy rest in peace, man. Like he's made how many albums has he released since he's died?
2, right? He had that
2 or 3.
Has he released 3?
I don't know.
You can check right now. I'm on my Spotify. Juice WRLD.
But I definitely agree with you. Like to a point, it's like every other year, it's like or every year, I'm like, yeah, Juice WRLD another album. Like, dude, the guy, how long? I thought he's been dead for however many years now.
That's how I feel. But Legends Never Die. That's the one that was put out after he died. That album had, you could tell a lot of the songs in that album weren't finished. No, they weren't finished at all. And that's it felt the same way. It felt rushed. The last album. I would assume the same of this one, as you say. But
who knows if he wanted this shit to be out? Like, who knows if he wanted it to be out in the public?
Exactly.
So I definitely see both. If I were to, I definitely more so agree with you if I had to. Yeah. But I also see both sides of it because like depending on the artist, I want to hear all of it. If it was Travis Scott like or The Weeknd, give me all of it. But like someone like Juice, and I love Juice. Like I really started getting into him right before he died. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Like this whole album, I think I heard maybe like one decent song. It was like 23 songs or something crazy.
Yeah, there's a couple that are popular on his top played songs right now on Spotify. I think it's Girl of My Dreams with Suga of BTS.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Already Dead. Okay,
so that song, I'm happy about that song up because that, I mean, and then again, no shade to BTS or any of that. I understand like how popular. You never know. Maybe Juice would have done a song with anyone. Do you think like I'm just imagining him rolling over in his grave like, damn, I really have a song out there with BTS. Like, is that really like?
Is that what he would have wanted?
That's even what he wanted. He probably, like, if he was allowed.
Someone from his label probably put that together and said, "Yeah, let's get this kid on because it's going to be popular in Asia." Absolutely. Yeah, exactly.
So that's
it's all for the numbers.
Exactly. Got to get that cheddar cheese. But I'm just imagining him like rolling over in his grave, like, bro, what?
I know. And another one that I had a big problem with was Kurt Cobain. He's been dead since I think when did he like 1994 or something like that?
Yeah. Before we were born.
Kurt Cobain, his estate has released information that they are going to put out an NFT on his birthday, which is February 20th of this year. And I think it's complete bullshit, to be quite honest with you. I mean, everyone's getting into the NFT space now. You see artists, athletes, bands everywhere. People are just getting into this NFT thing. It's a new craze, and I don't know much about it.
I don't know anything about it.
Exactly. I probably should educate myself on it before I start speaking about it. However, the one thing I do know is that releasing an NFT for a rock star that's been dead for excess of 25 plus years, it's a little disrespectful, I think. And I think his family, I shouldn't say his family, but I believe it's Courtney Love and his daughter. They are his estate.
Yeah.
It's money. It's greedy. You know what I mean? They're just looking for money off of his name. Would he have wanted an NFT out there? He wouldn't have even know what the fucking NFT is. It's crazy.
That's someone I can see rolling over their grave, being like, "What's going on, bro? Like, I'm getting money. Someone's making money off my name for what I don't even know what an NFT is. Is it just like a virtual like card of like a?
Yeah. So what I understand, it's a non-fungible token. That's what it stands for. And I guess a fungible or a non-fungible token would be like.
You can't sell it. I mean, you can sell.
You can sell it, but it's more like exchange rate. You know what I mean? I'm not very educated.
I have no idea. I understand. In my opinion, I think they're stupid.
I just want to Google it so I'm not getting it wrong and sounding like a complete idiot. But from what I understand, it's something that. All right, here I'll read the definition just so I don't butcher this completely. A non-fungible token is a non-interchangeable unit of data stored on a blockchain, a form of digital ledger. Types of NFT data units may be associated with digital files such as photos, video, and audio. Because each token is uniquely identifiable, NFTs differ from blockchain cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin. So what I get from it is basically me having an NFT and saying, I'm only selling 10 of these. And I put it on a blockchain. Just because it's on that blockchain, it's verified. And then someone can go back and it's almost like a COA, like a certificate of authenticity. Yeah. So it's almost like getting a sports card and then going to like a authentication house and getting it cleared. You know what I mean? Like this is real. Yeah.
So it's like a virtual like sports card almost.
Yeah, exactly.
You can do it for anything.
But so I guess as a photographer, I could do it with some of my music photos, and like I could sell like one of 10 collection, and you can own a picture of Leonard Skinner or something like that. That's what I get from it. Like I don't understand too much about it, but that's what I get.
My thing about owning virtual shit, and I understand nowadays everything's I'm not one of those old bigots that like hard copy. Like I have complete transfer, especially in video games and stuff. I'm all digital stuff, but I'm of course I also like the old school like record, just like tangible shit. But everything. I understand whatever, everything's in the cloud nowadays, but like let's say you have some NFT, let's say I have some baseball card that's worth 500,000, you have some NFT that's worth 500,000 and our house burns down. I mean, I guess I'm sure it's in an account so you can just log on somewhere else, but like actually I guess that makes me more fucked. I guess I just talk myself out of my own thing because I'm trying to like if it's not tangible, then like, and let's say your like computer like let's say
I guess it would be stored on that blockchain. Then.
Well, okay, let's say I guess just don't lose your password to your account. But what's happened? Let's say you lose your password to your account. Are you just out of money? Like, do you just like? I've heard stories of people who like lost the password, forgot the password to their. I've Bitcoin
heard about
account,
that. Yeah, Bitcoin.
And they're out millions of dollars. Like again, you know.
I guess it would be the same thing because from what I understand too, the main popular like website to go on for this stuff is OpenSeas. Mm-hmm. Like that's the most accessible. I think they trade in Ethereum, so you still have to use cryptocurrency to like do this stuff. Yeah. So it's all connected somehow. Mm-hmm. And I think with the way they're moving with this metaverse that Facebook's doing and the NFTs and everything, how long is it before we just go completely digital and people are just everything you do is digital?
That's my point. Like if I were to own like a physical copy of like a Babe Ruth baseball card and you were to tell me like, oh no, there's only one of these in the world, like okay, yeah, that's worth something. If you were to show me a screenshot of a fucking picture of Kurt Cobain and be like, there's only 10 of these in the world, I'd be like, no, because I'll just screenshot that. Like, what is that? Like, I don't get the whole concept of it. Again, I should probably educate myself more, but like, I kind of don't even want to. It just sounds, maybe down the line, you know, it sounds kind of dumb, too dumb for me.
I'm one of those people that's going to be I don't know, stuck in the past when it comes to this metaverse stuff,
yeah.
you know.
Oh, we're going to be like our grandparents.
I know.
What's an NFT?
That's the thing is, I like 3D cameras and stuff like that, so I like virtual reality. I think it's very cool, and there's a lot of upside to it.
Yeah.
However, I think stuff like the metaverse, where you're going to be able to shop and
you
have to draw a line between real life and virtual reality. I think for gaming purposes and educational purposes, it's awesome.
Or entertainment.
Or entertainment, like watching a podcast or doing something like that. But
for real life.
But for real life, of going shopping and meeting up with your friends and going to a concert, that is weird as
That's fucking
fuck.
weird. And like also, and for anyone out there that's seen Black Mirror, shout out Black Mirror. It sounds like a Black Mirror episode.
How long before me and you are putting on VR headsets and we're doing this podcast across from each other? Yeah, and we're not even in the same room.
And then like, I'm just imagining the future in the episode of Black Mirror. I don't remember exactly, but the guy, I'm pretty sure he was just like mad obese because he never had to leave the house. Like he just like, he's in his own world. And I forget how, spoiler, I forget how he dies at the end, but he dies in like some pathetic way. Remember, like he orders pizza and like he dies like in whatever, and like that was it. Just dies in his house and no one can find him because he is quote unquote still in the meta. It's just
we're living in a Black Mirror.
It's a Black Mirror episode waiting to happen.
It's ridiculous.
I'm good with that. Again, like you said, for entertainment, for certain shit, like I'm gonna embrace the 21st century technology, but I'm gonna draw a line. Like you got to realize like there's a real life world out there. You know,
that's where
with tangible stuff.
Exactly. That's where I think it divides is. People need to, and especially because of COVID and everything, people have been in their house 10 times more.
Oh my God.
I think the idea of a virtual world is appealing to people, something like the metaverse, because it gives them something to do in this confinement. And I don't know, man. I could start sounding like a conspiracy theorist here, but Jesus, it's getting scary, and I think people just need to go outside and smell the roses every now and again, seriously. No,
especially since COVID, you're right. Like, I remember learning one of my classes, just that basically, I forget what my train of thought was with this. Oh, I don't know, just basically how COVID is going to just shape the future, like in terms of like people going to their jobs and stuff. So many companies, obviously, like I said, like frontline workers and stuff.
Oh yeah,
like police, construction, teachers, whatever. Even then, really, teachers can do it on Zoom. Just everything's going to just be like, not everything, but like, you know, most jobs are going to just be virtual going forward. And like the idea of like the typical, like, you know, American workday, waking up, making yourself a cup of coffee, commuting to work, having lunch, like that's not going to be a thing anymore.
No, it's going to be
Which
gone.
is, I mean, to a point, like who cares, like whatever. But like we can already see starting a change like of human society. This is getting like real philosophical, but you can already start to see a change of like society is like we're going down like that path of like virtual online.
No, you're right.
You know?
You're right. It's completely true.
Yeah.
It's scary as fuck. We are brought to you by Faded Productions. Faded Productions is a media company whose primary goal is to provide you with premium content on all of your favorite artists. Whether it's podcasts, curated playlists, or photographs of your favorite musicians, we've got you covered. Check us out on Instagram at It's a Faded Production, and for more information, please visit our website at www.itsafadedproduction.com. That's www.itsafadedproduction.com. But yeah, so I heard you mention earlier, you said the name Travis Scott.
Oh, yeah.
I know you're a big Travis Scott fan. I gotta ask you, how do you feel about the whole Astroworld situation surrounding Travis? Because knowing you, Skelly, I know you do like to take Travis's side. You're probably on his side for this one.
Free
a little
my boy
bit.
Trav, yeah.
How do you feel about this whole situation?
Well, I'm not like blindly like just following him. Like when it happened, I was like, "Yo, what the fuck just happened?" But then when more stories start to come out, you got to think about it. One, how many concerts have you been to where you see like, you know, like drunk little 14-year-old girls in like their, especially PNC, like drunk 14-year-old girls wearing their short shorts in the summer, just like laying there like dead. They look like they could be dead for all you know, but you just know they had too
They're
much
drunk,
to drink.
yeah.
And so as a performer, you see a couple of them passing out left and right. You're like, what's he supposed to do? So his job is to perform. That's what he's there to do. Is he supposed to stop the concert to make sure every single person, you know, is like fine? Obviously, when you start seeing paramedics come over, but like, again, what is he supposed to do? Stop the concert? Be like, hold up, they're paramedics. I mean, I guess whatever. But his job is to perform. And then eventually he did stop. And once he realized like, yo, what the fuck's happening? Like this isn't just like normal. He stopped the concert. So like from his point of view, he did everything he could do. I will say the people who should be responsible, whether it's his team or like the state, like NRG Stadium, or what was the company that sponsored
Live Nation.
Live Nation, like whatever, that's fine. But like him personally should not be responsible for this. What did he do?
That's the one devil's advocate I'd play on it. It's because it was his festival.
I get that.
That's
his
the
name.
exactly. It's his name and it's his brand on the festival. So I mean, he obviously had some. He was the one who designed the stage himself, like him and his team. So they're the ones who kind of made the barriers and how it was set up.
But what about the
Yeah,
rest
no,
of
I know, but like from what I understand, all of the casualties and everything happened in one concentrated area.
Oh, was that?
Yeah, it was off to the left end of the stage, and there was like an area where it was almost like a U shape, and the stage like surrounded it. So people kept piling into there, and so many people got in that the amount of people that were in there, it was suffocating people to death. So I mean, that's the one thing, and like I get where people are like, oh, he should have stopped the concert, all that, but it is hard. I mean, me and you don't
eventually. You did.
Yeah, me and you don't know what it's like to be performing in front of 25,000 people screaming at your name and shit like that.
How are you supposed to hear?
I mean, he obviously.
If anything, did you hear the crew? Remember that video? The girl like walked up to one of the crew guys and was like, it was her and her boyfriend. They were like screaming at this guy like, "There's someone literally dead out there."
Oh
and
yeah.
I was just like, "That's not Trav. Trav wasn't the one who said fuck off."
No.
But my one rebuttal to that is like, you're right. Okay, maybe poor design of it, but that design was meant to hold 20-something thousand people. How many people ended up showing up?
Oh, I know. And the people that snuck in and stuff like that. You saw the videos of people running past security and storming the gates and pushing down gates and stuff. It was like, crazy.
In that one video, you see at least like a couple 500 kids just run through the gates.
And I get where people come after Trav because he does have that reputation of being like a rage performer. Like if you watch I know you've seen his Netflix documentary, right?
Yeah.
That was awesome.
I forget that one was.
The Butterfly Effect? It was awesome. It was great. And
I've been to a couple of his concerts. They get crazy.
They get crazy.
Yeah.
You've showed me videos.
They're not dangerous.
No. The ones you've shown me videos of look awesome. They're in great. You went to Prudential Center, right?
No, I went to. Wait, what's the Wells Fargo?
Wells Fargo.
I went twice. I went Wells Fargo and then Barclays Center. Shout out.
Okay, cool.
Brooklyn and Philly.
All right, yeah. So, but from the smaller venue things and the outdoor festival type settings I've seen of his, they get kind of chaotic, which is, I don't know. I guess that's an expected element of his shows. However, I do get the backlash he's getting.
He definitely is going to get backlash. People complain about everything.
I think it's hard to say that he was the one person to blame for it, though. Yeah,
I mean, of course, like I'm pretty sure I heard a story. Didn't he pay like everyone that died? He paid for their funerals.
He tried to. He attempted to, and a lot of families denied it. But apparently, the reason they denied it is because they're looking for settlements outside of.
They're trying to get more.
They're trying to get more from him, exactly. And people are greedy. You know what I mean? But it's a tragedy.
You're suing the wrong guy. Like whoever, whether it's Live Nation, NRG Stadium, like. Is it Trav's
I don't think it would be
fault?
NRG Stadium either. I think.
Yeah, I guess not the stadium. It's whoever. Dude, is it Trav's fault that all those people barricaded through an extra 5,000 to 10,000 people?
I think it's a terrible tragedy, no matter how you look at it. I think it's definitely learning point for the rest of the music industry, just in the sense of you've seen videos of artists being like, "Hey, are you okay?" Like stopping since this Travis incident. So
I would say it's obviously a completely different scenario, and this was back before we had like the technology and just the smarts we do today. But back in whenever it was, the 70s and 80s, when it was. I don't know. I think it was at Sheffield Wednesday. Remember when Liverpool? I don't know who they were playing. I don't know if they were playing against Sheffield Wednesday or they're playing at Sheffield Wednesday Stadium.
The disaster.
Yeah, when everyone just got smushed together. They were like, what are they going to do? They're going to sue the players and the coaches for not stopping the game there. Like they're doing their job on the field.
Isn't that why they got rid of cages at a lot of those Premier League games?
Back then, you didn't pay for your ticket. Wasn't a seat. Your ticket was
GA.
And like people would just fucking get crazy with it, and then. Same concept, like Travis Scott's like a mogul in this sense, and to some people, so they are crazy to see him. Back then, like Liverpool and like those, I forget who they were playing against, man, but they're just.
I could look it up. It was Sheffield, though, right?
I don't know if they were playing. I know Sheffield Wednesday was involved. It could have been at the. I think it was.
It wasn't the stand collapse, was it? Or
no, people just got smushed against the. It was just the same thing here. Basically, people kept pouring in, and then they wouldn't leave, and then those people in the front got pushed against like gates and like basically just like suffocated or like would get smushed and like literally just smushed like a pancake.
Liberia had one where 8 people died.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, that's
look that up. Who did
Hillsborough. It was Hillsborough. It was 1989.
The 80s. Oh, it was against Hillsborough at Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, it was a Hillsborough soccer incident.
Yeah, so like again, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna sue the players and the coaches for keeping the game rolling? Like, dude, no, you gotta whoever organizes the tickets and people coming in, they're the ones responsible.
Hillsborough versus Liverpool.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was mostly Liverpool fans that like poured in. But
it was an FA Cup semifinal.
Yeah, that's why. That's why I'm surprised they're playing at Sheffield Wednesday. But yeah, so my point again, I know I'm always gonna sound biased because Trav's my favorite rap. Listen, if he kills a guy and he commits murder, you're not gonna see me defend him.
No, see, that's why I wanted to have the conversation with you because I know you're a big Travis Scott fan and I know that you have a different perspective.
I'm biased.
Yeah, exactly. But
I always try to see both sides of the coin.
We are brought to you by Faded Productions. Faded Productions is a media company whose primary goal is to provide you with premium content on all of your favorite artists. Whether it's podcasts, curated playlists, or photographs of your favorite musicians, we've got you covered. Check us out on Instagram at It's a Faded Production, and for more information, please visit our website at www.itsafadedproduction.com. That's www.itsafadedproduction.com. So one of the reasons I wanted to have you on, besides being a good friend of mine, is that we have different tastes in music a little bit. We do listen to some of the same stuff. However, you primarily listen to a lot of rap. I listen to a lot of rock. I know you do too, though. You like a lot of 3 Days Grace and
Green Day,
Green Day,
Linkin
3 Days
Park.
Grace, Linkin Park.
It's my second genre for sure. But
Yeah.
you listen to a lot.
I listen to a lot of rock,
school.
and then it goes
Old
rap.
school,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So
Anything for me besides opera, but even then I don't shame.
exactly. I'm not caught up to date really on the whole rap scene right now, and I wanted to get your take on who's the best right now.
Who's the best? Oh,
Yeah,
God.
like who are your top rappers right now that I need to listen to?
Ooh, okay. Well, I have a. That's funny you ask because I wasn't prepared for this question, but I have a list.
No, go ahead.
So, rappers today or like my favorite rappers in general.
We'll do both. So we'll start with your favorite today. We'll
Okay.
start with today's.
Let me find. Well, off the top of my head, we already talked about number one's Travis Scott. Am I gonna say he's the most talented out there? Like, verse wise, absolutely not. But like he just makes so much music and just like it's almost every single one, not all of them, but almost every single one is a banger. Whether he produces his own, like has people on, like he just always makes hits.
I was gonna say I think a lot of that has to do with him having that background and being a producer before putting out his own music.
And each album has a different, like if you listen to Days Before Rodeo, it's just got like a kind of like a darker, like not creepy, but more like a creepy vibe. And then when he does like Rodeo, that's when like Antidote. That's
Are you like me in a sense where you like to consume your albums in one sitting, where you listen to like an album all the way through?
I hate when people like nowadays, because you just download it, you just go and press shuffle. The whole point, like obviously after that, if you want to shuffle an album, by all means, that's what I do too. But the first time listening to it, I like to listen to it first song all the way through because so many songs, it's like a story sometimes. Sometimes it like leads into the next song or like. I don't know. Just it's better that way. It's placed that way.
You know what I actually did with I did that recently with J. Cole's 2014 Forest Hills.
Oh, it's amazing,
dude! I did that on vinyl. I bought it not too long ago. I put it on vinyl the other night, and I just listened to it through. That guy's such a great storyteller.
He's the best.
It's ridiculous. His lyrics are up there with some of the best I've ever heard.
So that brings me a little dual part. So my second favorite. So on my list when I just said it has like I just have like the top 25 artists. My number one's Travis Scott. Number two is The Weeknd. He's definitely not a rapper. So
definitely not a rapper, but artist.
He does have his verses where it sounds a little rappy, and I actually like that a lot. But number two, I mean, best. He's my number two favorite, and in my opinion, also the best of all time is Eminem. Lyrically, no one can compete with him, in my opinion. There are people who are close, like J. Cole is a great storyteller. Kendrick is obviously amazing. I just lyrically like that man. There's not many artists today that they came up through like the streets of like battle rapping. And like if you can battle rap on the spot like that when you're witty, you can just come up with that, and then you give that man time and a piece of paper and a dictionary. I mean, like the world's fucking endless for him. He's just insane. I don't think anyone tops him. And then my third rapper, I have this written down, but I don't think I'm gonna go through it. I edited this list back in April, so I don't even. But my third one's Kanye, and the only reason for that is because his older shit is like what got me into rap. Like today, he's kind of going a little cuckoo.
Dude,
I know there's a topic we haven't talked about.
Dude, this is the topic we haven't talked about yet, but it's a good segue into it, man. Kanye West has been making headlines recently with craziness all across the board. I mean, which is nothing new for Kanye. However, this time it's a little different, threatening to beat Pete Davidson's ass in a song. Pete Davidson, for anyone who doesn't know and lives under a rock, is currently dating Kanye's ex-wife, or soon-to-be ex-wife, Kim Kardashian. And
allegedly.
We should say allegedly.
Because there's conspiracy. I think obviously they think they're dating, but there's conspiracies that it's a PR stunt.
Yeah, for publicity. With the Kardashians and with Kris Jenner pulling the strings, you never know.
Wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised either. However, Kanye has bought a house directly across the street from Kim Kardashian's house. From what I understand, Pete Davidson hasn't stayed over at Kim Kardashian's house yet, hasn't met her kids, anything like that. She only meets him out in public and stuff.
Of course.
But you got to think, with Kanye West threatening to beat his ex-wife's boyfriend's ass and buying a house directly across the street from his ex-wife. He's going mental.
It's a little sus. I also, I don't know how much he cares about his kids, but maybe he wants to be closer to his kids.
No, well, obviously, I mean, I'm looking at it from the dark side, and that's probably the obvious interpretation of why he's doing it. However, I feel like that is the plot taken directly from a horror movie.
Yeah,
and
right.
It's like a murder movie waiting to happen. Like Kanye's just gonna go crazy and become a psycho murderer. But I
don't think he's gonna do anything. I think it's just a lyric to get the people. For example, what are we doing right now?
No, exactly. We're talking shit about it, and that's what I think he was doing. He's talking shit. He's venting his feelings, obviously, and he's dating what's her name, Julia Fox now.
Yeah, I don't even know.
What was she in? Why is she famous?
I don't know anything about her. I'm gonna look her up real quick. I know nothing about her.
Let's check her out. I know she's very attractive. We know that. that we can cross that off.
Yeah.
And she was born in Milan, Italy. So that is.
Oh, she's Italian? I thought she was.
She's Italian.
I didn't even know that.
I mean, I guess she's Italian American, but I guess she was born in Milan.
I've only seen that.
She was in Uncut Gems. That's what. Dude, you haven't seen that?
I gotta watch
Phenomenal. People didn't like it, but I loved it. Yeah. I thought Kevin Garnett was great in it. Adam Sandler as a serious actor was phenomenal. It was nice seeing him not in a comedy for once.
Yeah, right.
But
I didn't see that. I wanted to. There's a bunch of shit I wanted to watch when COVID happened, but I think all these people saying like Tiger King this, like.
Did you watch Tiger King?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Dude.
All three, whatever the third one, and there was a third one that everyone was like raving about. I just was like, I'm boycotting. I was like, I'm watching.
We do differentiate that way too. I watch a lot of TV shows. I know you watch a lot of movies.
You're a big TV guy.
Yeah, I know you watch a lot of movies.
Oh yeah, I don't know. We were talking about this the other day with my sister. I don't know. I love TVs. Obviously, my only issue with that is like, I have no problem watching a quarter of a movie, and then if I'm like too tired, falling asleep and picking back up. That's why people like TV because it's shorter. But my issue with most TVs nowadays, all the shows that like you, my dad, like my girlfriend, my sister recommend me.
Everyone has a show that they want you to watch.
Everyone, and like if I were to watch, first off, it's not like watch this show. It's 5 episodes, you'll love it. Like any documentary series like that, that's 1 season long. I usually binge it in a week. But all these shows, it's like, oh, you should watch it. I'm like, oh, cool. How many seasons are there? They're like, oh, well, it came out 10 years ago. There's 15 seasons. I'm like.
I'm a little far behind.
And then that's just one show. And I got eight other shows being recommended to me. So I just like, you ever have so much work to do that you just say, fuck it, I'm not doing any of it? It's like that. I have so many shows that I should quote unquote watch. I just don't watch any of them.
Did you ever watch 24?
No, I was too young for that.
See, I was going to say, people always tell me you should watch 24. Like, because I'm looking for a series to watch and I've seen almost everything, I feel like. Everything that's popular, you know, in modern culture. And someone said, oh, have you seen 24? And I said no, and they thought it was the craziest, most preposterous thing. Like I've seen all these shows, but I haven't seen 24.
I mean, that was like we were just 8 when it came out.
Exactly, we were so young when it came out, and there's so many seasons that I'm just like, how the fuck am I going to go back and watch all those? Like that now? And Lost. Yeah, dude, don't even get me started on Lost. Lost is probably worse than 24. Yep. Like, oh my god,
those two shows. I remember those like past my bedtime when I was a kid. I was getting made fun of the other day for having a bedtime.
Dude, I had a bedtime as a kid. I mean, it wasn't set in stone, but it was like
until 6th grade. Once I was in 6th grade, it was a little more lenient. But when I was like, when I was 9 years old, 8 years old, I had a bedtime. And all those shows came on at 9 on the dot. My bedtime was 9, so I'd go to bed, and I'm trying to fall asleep, and all I hear is boop, 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 like, trying to fall asleep.
I had a bedtime, but my parents also said I was kind of a piece of shit as a kid. Like, no joke. I was just kind of an asshole. And, like, I talked like a 90-year-old who smokes, like, 3 packs of cigarettes a day when I was a kid. So I'd be like, Mom, where's my apple juice? And like apparently my parents would try to put me to bed and I'd just be like, no, and just like run away and just like hide somewhere. So
I'd go to bed, but I wouldn't like. My dad thinks I was falling asleep on 9 o'clock, like 9:05. Like if he thinks I was in actually.
Oh no, I think every kid was sitting in his room chilling.
I mean, I didn't have an iPhone back then or anything, but you think I was sneaking my Game Boy with me?
Oh yeah, big time. PSP back in the day, that shit was awesome.
I had at nighttime, I had to be the DS. Remember, the worst was the Game Boy didn't like light up. You couldn't play it.
Oh yeah. Dude, I had the Sega back then too, and I had like a little shitty TV in my room. I used to like hook that up.
Kids these days don't know the struggle.
They don't. They really don't. Dude, that is kind of crazy with kids today, how they're all so connected. Like we didn't have that as kids. Do you ever see kids like playing in the neighborhood anymore? Because I never do.
Hardly.
And like I was lucky. When I grew up in Virginia, I had like a nice backyard in a sense. And like my mom used to like line the soccer fields for me and my brother, like as a volunteer.
Like a big backyard.
Yeah. So, and she used to like have the extra paint for lining the fields. And we used to take the paint and like paint my backyard because we had like solid amount of grass. And we used to paint like a soccer field or a football field back there and have everyone in the neighborhood come over and play. And we would play for hours until like dinner.
Basically until it got dark out.
Exactly. And I feel like I'm my parents right now being like, go outside, go play. But none of these kids do it anymore, dude. It's
I think we were the last generation.
Exactly. And it's like when I see kids nowadays, it's like I look at...
They're all playing video games.
Exactly. I look at some of my younger cousins and stuff, and they're all on their phones or they're all playing video games, and they're not even talking to each other. Like, even doing what me and you are doing right now of just having a conversation, it's like they can't even do that anymore.
I just know for like two things. One, how old were you when you got your first phone?
I think it's different because I got one of those, like, phones where you could only call your parents at first, and I think
that's a phone.
Yeah, and I think I was in, like, second grade, and that's because I was going to travel soccer tournaments out of state without my parents. So it's kind of like my parents wanted me to be in touch with them.
Yeah,
you know?
I was third grade. I got the Samsung, the Samsung Juke, this tiny little shit that like flipped up that way.
Yeah.
And, I don't even think I could text on it. It was literally just phone calls.
Yeah,
and I can only call like 4 people. That was like third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, and then when I was in sixth grade, because I was in middle school, I got like a phone. I think it was just the Envy, again, not a smartphone. And then I remember freshman year, I got freshman year, I got the iPhone. So it was my first like touchscreen. And it was just like, I feel like, oh my God, the world's like my oyster. Whereas these kids are getting iPhones when they're 6.
Oh yeah, dude, like, it's crazy.
Dude, I had to wait until I was in high school.
I think I honestly might have had one of the first like nice touchscreen phones back in the day, but it was like, I was in 5th grade. There was no internet on the touchscreen, so it was touchscreen, but it was just like I could text and I could call, and that was pretty much it. There was no internet or anything like that.
Was it?
And if I could, wait,
2010 was like when the first good like we actually
2009 probably I would say because it was the year before I moved to Jersey, so 2009 I got it, and then I think I got my first iPhone 8th grade.
Well, I mean, 8th grade, freshman year, you're already on the verge of going into high school. I'm just saying, like, we're probably 14. Compare that to these fucking 8-year-olds, bro.
But that's so crazy, even thinking about like our parents, because our parents, like, I know, but like, could you imagine? Like, I was thinking about this the other day.
They were like 28 when they got their first phone.
Yeah, I've got my college degree sitting right there. I'm thinking about it. I couldn't have gotten that college degree without Google, without Quizlet, without Course Hero,
Photomath.
without Photomath, without like sending pictures back and forth to friends, the internet. Dude, our parents had to go to the fucking library.
Could you imagine that, bro?
We sound like such spoiled millennials sitting here saying that, but dude, could you fucking imagine going to the library to look up like
I go to the library to do work, but I don't go
I went to the library too, but I would sit there with my laptop and Google shit. Yeah,
it's like sitting there like looking through the books.
I got to look for something on Shakespeare. I'm going to go look through a Shakespeare book and find the exact quote that I'm looking for. Fuck that.
Because if they only have 2 copies and those 2 copies are gone, guess what? You beat.
Oh, dude, I would not have gone to school.
I was about to say right now.
I would have dropped, like all those people that dropped back out of high school back in the day.
Can't blame them.
I would have been one of them. I would have been like, fuck this. I'm done. I'm going to work construction. Fuck you all.
You're telling me you have to get a bachelor's degree without Google?
And nothing on construction workers, but I mean, fuck. I would not have gone to school without Google and without all that stuff. I'm good.
I wanted to make that my senior quote. I think I actually had that written down. And senior year, they always you could write your senior quote, and they basically would look at it, and if they thought it was like appropriate, so many kids got their senior quotes like just not on it because they thought it was like inappropriate or whatever. But our good friend Chris Fay put on his quote. He said, "No, I am not Joe's brother," because there was another kid in our grade.
Oh, Joe Fay,
who was next to him in like the thing. So if you're going person by person, you would see Joe Fay, and then you see Chris Fay, and you're like, "No, Joe Fay's not my brother."
That's pretty funny.
That's hysterical. And like, he got consent from Joe. Joe was like, "Dude, that's not a fan." And then they took it out. Mine was like, again, it was stupid. I'm actually happy they took it out because it would have been fucking dumb. But I think my thing was like something stupid, like shout out. It wasn't just like shout out Google, but it was like I like to dedicate my high school degree to like Google or something like along those lines.
And the administration was not happy to see that.
Yeah, so they took it off. But I mean, that's like that wasn't me trying to be funny. That's a fact.
No,
like,
it's
you
fact.
think I was passing high school without the internet?
Nah, dude. They had all the answers for take-home tests and everything online. I couldn't have passed college without the internet, for real.
No, it's insane.
I don't know, man. I'm thinking about the technology and how far we've came today. We've talked about NFTs. We've talked about the metaverse. We've talked about fucking Quizlet and Google.
Talk about technology. I already installed them a couple days ago, and I just got new ones. I'm going to go install them when I get home later. But those Hue lights, man.
Oh, yeah. Those things are sick.
It's the future of... it's just going to be the future of modern homes and stuff. Like, it's... Right now, I just have strip lights. Imagine that being like the lights to your house. That's going to be... You just turn them on and off with your phone. You can change the color of them, have them go to mute. The future of
it is going to be weird though if you're like, because you could change from like fluorescent lights like this type of thing
to like a warm,
to like a normal color. Like, I don't know,
you can make them if you want to make them like the crazy red,
change
blue
them blue or shit.
The coolest thing when I showed you was like there's 2 color wheels. The one color wheel is the rainbow, your standard blue whatever, and then the second one is just like it starts off with like yellow and then it goes to just like white, and if there's like shades in between, you can just like it's a normal standard light like we have in here. You can And some people like it, if they don't like it too warm, they can make it more blue, make it like a cooler light.
It's pretty sick. But
awesome.
The one thing that got me is when you told me that there's a $300 adapter for it that makes it like hook up to your TV.
Oh, for the TV.
Like,
yeah,
dude,
oh
all the
God,
add-ons and shit like that is where I kind of draw back a little bit because it's too expensive.
If you want to have a little segment going forward, you have Tyler talking technology. Yeah, so I didn't get the third thing yet, so I got the strip. You can get different ones. You got bulbs and whatever. So I got the strips. The strips were 100. Yeah, I know it's a lot. You can get those cheap ass ones for like 20 on Amazon.
Yeah.
But these are legit. They don't like burn out, and you can do your phone and stuff. So the strips were 100, and I have that, and then you go to like do the app, and you got to do it on your phone, and it comes out. You come to find out, oh no, you got to buy the $50 bridge, which you hook to your Wi-Fi. So I already knew that going to it, so I got the two at the same time. So you have to get one, $100 strips, two, the bridge, and then when I go to do it to the TV, I'm fine with it right now. It's all connected the way I want it. But if you want to have it like be in sync with your TV and like match what's on your TV, I thought I already had that all set in my app. Nope, you got to buy that third thing that you just mentioned, that $320 HDMI adapter, and it's like, well, now it's all set. I thought I was just getting all this shit for $100. Now it's $150 plus. That's like you got
spending like $700 almost. Yeah, it's crazy.
So, yeah, is it worth it? Probably not. But like, I don't know, bro. It's cool.
I don't know. It's an investment because, like you said, they don't burn out, and it's one
for
of
the
those.
Next 20 years,
yeah, exactly. You'll have them forever. So I mean, it's kind of cool, but it's definitely an investment. Oh wait, so I wanted to go back a little bit because we did get off topic slightly when we started talking about Kanye West. We were talking about your favorite rappers. So you had Kanye West or if I'm correct, number 1, you had Trav. 2 on your artist. He wasn't a rapper, but it was The Weeknd.
Correct.
3, you had, who was it that 3?
Eminem.
And then 4 was Kanye.
Yep.
And then 5.
So 5. Oh, if you want to go through I made this list a while ago.
Let me get your top 10 of rappers right now, or artists, whatever they are. Yeah.
Okay. I'll just say this list, I guess, because it's gonna take too much time and thought to like try to like move people around and write it down. This is Tyler Skelly's brain as of April 26, 2021. So I had Trav, The Weeknd, Eminem, Kanye, and then this was recency bias because he just came out with, I'm already blanking on the name of the album, but Black Bear. I love Black Bear, bro.
He's great.
Yeah, I love him, though. He can do some. Again, he's not like a thug rapper, but he can rap. He can like serenade you. Like he can do it all. He's kind of like a Walmart version. This is an offense to Black Bear. I'm sorry for saying this, but it's a compliment. Take it. He's like a Walmart version of The Weeknd, but like
I agree.
He's great.
I think he's got a different style in a sense than The Weeknd.
Oh my god, yeah.
And it's a little more like when you listen to his music, I get that summertime vibe.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, like when I listen to him, I think of summer in a sense. And his new album especially, I don't know if it's because it came out this past summer.
Recency bias for me. I think
exactly.
That's why he's in my 5.
But it was great. It was phenomenal.
If I'm really going back to it, like I have him ranked higher than A$AP Rocky. A$AP Rocky would probably be my second favorite artist. And I have no problem with him for doing this, but that man just doesn't make music anymore. Like he makes bangers and then just chills for years, makes a couple bangers and then just like he doesn't make music. Where it's honestly,
he's got one of my favorite rap songs out, and it's barely even a rap song in my contention with Tame Impala, Sundress. Okay. Him and Kevin Parker teamed up for that one.
Is Tame Impala in that?
Yeah, that's Kevin Parker. Kevin Parker made the back rhythm for it. Like,
no, I love Sundress.
Because I know you're fucking with the wrong man.
Yeah, it's a great fucking. I love that song. I was just listening to a couple of days ago.
It's such a good song.
When I was in Vegas, there we saw him. It was like a big thing. It was like Billie Eilish was there, Black Bear was there. Not Black Bear, Black, Six Lack.
Yeah.
And then Rocky was there, and we saw him, and he played that, and like, dude, it was a vibe.
Doesn't he have that line? He's like, "Hi, my name is Black, but
sometimes people call me Six Lack." And he's like, "I don't mind." He basically was like,
"That's a great line."
Yeah, I know. So like, I don't know, Rocky. It's like I love that one meme of him. It's like Patrick from SpongeBob petting Rocky. He's like, "It's okay, Rocky. Take your time, like waiting for music to come out."
No, seriously. I mean, I haven't heard anything from A$AP Rocky in a while. Yeah, and to be quite honest, the entire A$AP mob.
Yeah,
like A$AP Ferg, A$AP Rocky.
Ferg makes way more.
R.I.P. Yams. I saw it was his birthday the other day.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
But to me, the main difference, like there really are similar in my eyes. The main difference between Rocky and Travis Scott, is just the fact that Trav just makes more. He peaked later than Rocky. Like Rocky was already like mad famous in like 2012 basically.
Yeah, but Ferg came up after and did a lot of good shit. Yeah.
I'm saying A$AP Rocky peaked before Travis Scott did, and like Travis Scott has more music than him. It's like
okay. You're saying Trav.
Yeah. No, I'm saying A$AP Rocky had a head start in terms of like how much music to make. He had a head start on Travis Scott, and Travis Scott has like double, maybe even triple the amount of music that he has. He just doesn't make that much music, and like that's a judgment for me when I judge my favorite rappers, because like if I press A$AP Rocky shuffle and I'm sitting there like vibing, listening to all like my favorite songs on like Apple Music, and then it's over in 2 hours, whereas I can literally listen to Travis Scott like on shuffle for like a full day because he has that many songs that like I don't know, plays a part for me. But I'm just going back this list. If I were to make this list now again, it definitely wouldn't be the same, but I don't know. It shows the way I was thinking a few months ago. Black Bear was 5. Again, someone who isn't making too much music recently. I had Wiz Khalifa at 6 because I don't know what you're allowed to say on this podcast and what you're not, but he's the reason why, like, I don't know, I started smoking weed back in the day. Like, God. He's like my whole, like, I don't know. Him and Mac Miller was like all I listened to in like the beginning of high school.
Mac Miller would definitely be on my list.
Wiz was my number 1 for like a long, like the way I feel about Trav now is Wiz for like the longest time. Me and my whole friend group back in like middle school. I wouldn't say high school back because it was mostly middle school. Like he was a bop. And then you ever see Mac and Dev go to
Oh yeah, of course, dude.
I don't know. I love that movie. So
I used to watch that all the time. That was kind of like the smoking classic back in the day. Right, Smoke a joint and watch like Mac and Devin go to high school.
And Half Baked.
Oh my God. Or Harold and Kumar.
Yeah,
White
right.
Castle.
7.
Jesus. High school.
What was that 6? So 7 would be Big Sean. I love Big Sean. He hasn't made too much music recently, but like I don't know. He's another one lyrics wise. Again, he's not on the same level as like Kendrick and Eminem, but he's like.
I was gonna say I haven't heard you say Kendrick yet.
So that's the thing. I love Kendrick, and like rappers wise, he's like right up there as the best. But again, he's another one that doesn't make too much music, and when he does, like he'll make a full album, and like that's the thing. He's an artist. Like he's an artist. Well, he's a rapper too, obviously, but his whole album will be like, it's art. Like I appreciate the album. Like I like respect what he's doing, but individually song wise, I'm not gonna download and listen to it in my free time.
I get that.
Only like 3 of 10 maybe. Whereas like I don't know, all these guys I named before them, they'll release an album and I like almost all. I
put him in the box with Cole when we were talking about J. Cole earlier. Up there too. Like they take their time on projects, but when the project comes out, you can kind of tell why it took them so long because their lyrics are just so concise and the lyrics are where they're meant to be. You know what I mean? Like you listen to one of their songs and they're painting a picture for you that you could tell took them months to fucking conjure up.
That's why I love so I'm trying to, I got to re-edit this list again. So I have, that's why. So Kendrick is in my 10. Kendrick's 10 for me.
Oh, nice.
And then I have J. Cole at 13. Again, so I have Lil Wayne and Meek Mill in between him. I love Meek. I think I do like Meek more than J. Cole. Meek is just, he's a bop. And Lil Wayne, again.
You could cause some controversy with this list, putting Big Sean over J. Cole, or putting Big Sean over J. Cole and
Meek Mill.
Meek Mill.
Oh, absolutely. I know. Like, that's
and
just my
Kendrick,
bias. Dude. Are you? Black Bear is not a better artist than any of those artists. Like
but that's your personal take on it.
This is recency bias. If I was like, if I were to change this again, I don't even know if I'd have Black Bear as high. No offense to him. But yeah, I don't know. When I think, and I think
Black Bear would be honored to even be in the conversation with those names.
I have Lil Wayne at 11, but I also have I guess I'm like biased in the sense of like nostalgia. Like more recently, I still love Lil Wayne, but more recently, he's not even in my top 10. But like the reason I would have adapted it eventually over time, but the reason I got into rap was 3rd grade. I just never forget. Up until 3rd grade, I really just listened to like what my dad listened to, which is all rock. That's why I love rock. And then 3rd grade, I just remember getting my own iPod, downloading my own music, and it was just Kanye and Lil Wayne. Oh yeah, that's all I listened to.
I was like that. I know you and I share the same thing of your dad was a huge Green Day fan, and my parents loved Green Day back in the day, so I grew up on a lot of Green Day. Like that was big for me. And
it's my favorite band.
International Super Hits, that album, like that compilation is exactly. That's my first CD. First thing I bought when I got an iPod. I bought that, and then I bought American Idiot, and then after that I bought Eminem Curtain Call. Oh, so I'm along the same lines of the start of music, and it's interesting to see how we kind of like branched out like separately. Like you like a lot of the rap music now, and I listen to a lot of the rock. Yeah,
I would say it's funny that you mentioned Eminem because I don't even know why I didn't think of this because like downloading my like music wise, I remember like discovering Lil Wayne and Kanye. Whereas I remember like I literally have memories of me being 4 or 5 years old. I went to like some like kiddie birthday party, and they literally were playing Without Me like a clean version.
Oh yeah,
and I remember like as a kid like fucking I was like, yo, this song's so like I remember even like before I even knew what rap was, I was like, I like rap. So I'm happy you mentioned it because that's why he's in my list too. Like I always think of Kanye and Lil Wayne, but no, Eminem. It's like those 3 shaped me enjoying rap, and like it's not a bad list of choose.
I think Eminem's the reason that I started to like rap to begin with.
He's the GOAT. Bro.
I think
he's the GOAT.
I don't know. I just something about his lyrics. I think
so creative.
I think Mockingbird might have been the first song I ever heard by him. To be quite honest with you,
mine was the cliche like Without Me, Lose Yourself.
Yeah, I think I heard Mockingbird, and then I'm trying to think of when I like started actually listening to Eminem, and I think it was in like
probably 4th grade.
Yeah, probably around there. And I think I got like I was
With
heavily
Recovery?
and I was heavily into him up until probably like 7th grade. And not that I still don't like him. It's just that's when he stopped putting out music as consistently. And you know, he pops back in every now and again, but he's lost his
touch.
Yeah, his touch.
Slim Shady. I mean, I feel bad, and he addressed it. That's why he like breaks the fourth wall almost. He like talks about how everyone is almost like, oh, like we want Shady back, like we don't like love that, which is like dope for even to like address it, because then that song that he's talking about that in is like also a banger.
Yeah.
But like to a point, like I don't know, man. When he was that crazy fucking blonde like crackhead back in like 2002, like he just made
talking about his mom and shit, and
he made some
all
shit,
of his old
and that was
demons.
so good. I don't think anyone can top that.
I think no one can top it because it was so real, and he made you feel his emotion.
Raw.
Like he made you feel what he was going through. Like when you listen to Stan, I still get chills down my back when I listen to Stan, because when he talks about like driving off the bridge and shit, I'm just like, you feel like you're in the fucking car with him. Like when he takes you and paints this picture of you're there.
Yeah,
like you're in the scene.
Like you're literally like visualizing it.
It's terrifying.
And he's like basically like an Elvis type thing in the sense, and he talks about Elvis too. That's why he's crazy. Like he knows what he was the first. I'm sure there was white rappers before him, but like no, dude, Eminem was like a rap. Like he was
the OG.
Any white rapper in the '90s was probably just some corny. Like no offense to fucking Vanilla Ice. No, like Eminem. No, like Eminem was the first real rapper. He like broke that color barrier, and like it wasn't like he was just like an average rapper. Like people, like real fucking rappers back then, like knew what the fuck was up with him. But just to finish my list off, so I had Big Sean, I had A$AP Rocky at 8. This isn't a pander pick, and I hate picking this because it's so. But dude, talk about someone who makes music. Jesus Christ, Drake. And
dude,
so good.
I mean,
so Drake, and then Kendrick is 10. But that list needs to be changed, because I don't know. I have Meek Mill on the fringe. I love Meek Mill. I love J. Cole. Guess who also made my top? It's my top 25. Guess who made the top 25?
Who?
Well, I put Pop Smoke in there because recently, like, I love his most.
She wanna fuck with.
I love him, bro. He's so good. Tory Lanez. I know I'm gonna piss off some people. Sorry, Meg Thee Stallion fans, but Tory Lanez, I love you. Shout out my boy Tory Lanez. I love
Meg
you.
Thee Stallion.
You make
fans.
such good music. I don't give a fuck. Free my boy Tory. I know he's not locked up or anything, but
he could be.
Yeah, I never know. And then who else? I was gonna say Lil Dicky. Lil Dicky is
so underrated in terms of his creativity and the way he delivers songs. It's just, he's defining a genre for himself. It's funny rap.
It's like he's basically doing what the Lonely Island did, but like the Lonely Island, like I'm on a boat was like some of their songs were boss, but like no, like Save That Money is like they played that at a club.
Oh yeah,
that's a
for
fucking
real.
bop
No,
song.
I heard that song all the time in college at the bar. You hear Lil Dicky all the time.
Yeah.
People all know the song Pillow Talking too.
Yeah, exactly.
Like just because that video took it to another level of like people. Yeah, that bitch.
This
that bitch don't know bitch.
Yeah. No, but like the fact that his songs are bops.
Brain gotta poop.
The fact that his songs are like bop, like it's just I don't know how to explain it. Just a different vibe than the Lonely. It's the same vibe, but a different. It's just better. I can't explain it.
The Lonely Island
I'm cracking
walk
up
so that Lil Dicky can
exactly.
run.
That's a great song. That's a great way to put it. I just like there's not many artists out there where I'm like not just once, twice, like multiple times throughout the song where I'm cracking up while bopping. I'm like sitting there like fuck, and then I'm like laughing because he's like a comedian. That's what he basically was, and then.
I know you've seen Dave the show on FX, right?
I haven't seen season 2 yet.
I haven't seen season 2 either, but I'm excited to watch
so funny, bro.
That actually might be my next show that I watch now.
Season 2? I should too.
Season 2. I gotta watch Ted Lasso too. That's on my list. I've seen season 1. That was unreal, but season 2 I heard is pretty good.
Yeah, not as good as season.
Not as good as season 1, but it's Ted Lasso.
The best. I honestly, now that you're talking about this, I want to go home and watch it again. I want to watch the last 10 minutes of the last episode of Dave when he's on the Breakfast Club. Oh my god! But you remember that scene? He's talking about like jail and shit. Remember that jail when remember that?
Which one?
It was the music video of him being in jail.
Oh yeah,
he's like, I had to suck on the dick, and he's like, and he bit it off.
Dude, and he was gonna play it during their radio appearance. Dude, this is my work of art. This is my mantra.
Oh my god, that whole 15-minute, and then it's like that, and then he goes on Breakfast Club, and like Charlemagne, bro, that was so good. Like, and then he like does. That,
I think Charlemagne is so funny, dude.
Yeah,
I think he's a great interviewer too, and I think people underestimate how talented he actually is. He's awesome.
But yeah, no, shout out to Dave and fucking Lil Dicky. He's is so creative. He's like you said, creating. It was already established with The Lonely Island, but he's taken that to a whole other level of comedic rap. Like, I'm genuinely cracking up. The Lonely Island was funny. Like, yeah, I jizzed in my pants and shit like that. But no, dude, like, he's so creative in the way he makes people laugh. And you're also sitting there like, you're laughing but bopping at the same time.
And the concepts that he comes up with, too. Like, he makes fun of himself.
Yeah, exactly.
And, like, he picks on himself more than anything, which is the great thing about it.
So I had to put him in my top 25. And then I guess definitely more recently, I got to move him up. Machine Gun Kelly, I have to move him up more, especially after this last album, bro. Like, I definitely like him more than Lil Uzi Vert, and Lil Uzi Vert is higher up than him. Schoolboy Q, love Schoolboy Q more than Lil. I had to redo this list. This list is fucking not accurate.
I think MGK is a great artist, but in terms of rappers, I'm not his biggest fan.
No, he's not the best, but like I
like his rock stuff a lot, like the stuff that he just put out, Tickets to My Downfall. It's so awesome. Good. But
I love that.
I think him and Travis Barker should just go and form a band together. The two of them should just go do their own thing.
Travis Barker can be a one-man band. Doesn't matter who's
Oh,
singing,
well, that's dude. I kid you not. Some of my most watched videos on YouTube are Travis Barker covers. Like, I don't know. Have you ever seen like, he does covers to like rappers, like songs, like on the drums.
That's good,
dude. He's unreal.
I love
him. Has one from way back in the day. I forget who it was. It might have been Forever. He did a Forever drum remix.
Like Kanye?
Yeah, Kanye, Lil Wayne, Drake,
Eminem.
Eminem, and it was fucking unreal.
It's funny though, talking about MGK as a rapper though, because I agree with you. It's amazing how the first, let's say, I don't know how long his career has been. Let's say his career has been 10 years long. The first 7 years of it, he was a wild boy rap star, and now he's like just full blown alternative rock. I think he's a much better rocker than he is rapper. But I will say one of my favorite, like if I were to rank my top 25 like rap songs, Wild Boy's definitely got to be in there. And it's just like, he had to be a good rapper for that to be I know my opinion doesn't mean shit, but like, dude, that was so fucking good back in the day when that would come on like at a party or like a club or something.
I've got it in one of my videos that I made way back in the day. Like, it was just a great song to throw in for like party edits because people just get crazy to it.
And then he had the remix with like the beginning being like Steve-O was like actually on the song. He's like, yeah, bitch, I am Steve-O. Like, dude, he was not a horrible rapper. Like, I really like. And then he does this like rock shit. Now he's fucking married to engaged to Megan Fox. Like, that man is living his life.
He's doing some weird shit. You see that his wedding ring like hurts her if she takes it off. It's like set up like a thorn of a rose so that it's pointy on each end, and if she tries to take it off her finger, it cuts her.
I didn't know that. I'm not surprised. It was kind of weird. I know
they're weird. They drank each other's blood after getting engaged.
Yeah, I don't know that.
I don't know. He's a little strange, but I like his music.
Yeah, whatever.
A lot.
I mean, girls love him.
I mean, she's a little odd too. Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about that. So they are great. Did you ever see that movie she was in where she was like a vampire? Mm-mm. She like sucks people's blood the entire movie.
No, I haven't.
I forget what it's called.
I've only seen her in Transformers. So
great movie.
Yep.
Loved her in that. Phenomenal actress.
I would love to have a comment on that, but my girlfriend would be mad at me.
Sorry, Carly. But so one thing I wanted to do also before we dipped, if you wanted to at some point, send me over some songs that you're listening to. I'll put together a little playlist of them and put it out on the Faded Spotify or whatever. So some of the shit that we were talking about today. So if like you put together like a Spotify playlist, I'll throw it up on the Faded thing, and people can listen to what you've been listening to.
Is there like it's like a Faded Spotify?
Yeah, we have a Faded Spotify.
Yeah, I'll add to it.
So like I'll throw it up and people can listen to what you've been listening to if they're interested in the shit that Skelly's been tuning into. Because I will give it to him. He has a great ear for the rap music. He does put me on to a lot of stuff.
Thank you, buddy. You also vice versa to you.
Hey, appreciate it.
I will say, just like I'm looking at my most recently added, and it's not the greatest. I know when I don't have great music.
Oh no, so do I. Yeah. But so we go through droughts. You know what I mean?
I still love it. So I was listening to Maroon. It was a while ago. It came out in the summer. Maroon 5's album Jordy. Just because it was like, I don't know, I like Adam Levine, some good music on there. But then there's one song on there with Jason Derulo. Every song on that album is quote unquote by Maroon 5 featuring whoever else. For whatever reason, this song it has the album cover of the same whatever, but it says it's by Jason Derulo featuring Adam Levine. So it's a Jason's song. And I was just like, you know what, man? Like, that guy was like top hit, you know, like top of the charts back in middle school. Like, I wonder what is he up to now? So I went to his like Apple Music page and or Spotify page, or whatever, and I was scrolling through it, and I just like I listened to like 15 songs that I haven't heard from him, and most of them are really good. But he's on that like EDM vibe.
Oh yeah, big time.
And it fits him really well.
I think it does too.
He's
so versatile, dude.
He's got a great voice.
Oh my gosh, he's been around for forever too, since we were kids.
So my point is, my last like 5 songs that I've added are all Jason Derulo. I'm not gonna put on your fans. So just all Jason.
It's all right,
Derulo
dude.
songs.
Hey, if anyone wants to listen to some Jason Derulo, check out Skelly's playlist over on our Spotify.
I got one with Florida Georgia Line, Jason Derulo, and Luke Bryan.
We'll be
listen to any of those people.
Faded will be down in Wildwood photographing Florida Georgia Line this summer, so we're all fans.
I know I just said I don't listen to any of those people, but I name an artist, like odds I listen to everything, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Certain genres, I'll dip my toe in some country. I love rock. I love EDM more than most people, like the normal. But rap's number one, rock's two, love pop, R&B. Like, what else are you gonna fuck to? You gotta listen to some R&B.
Yeah, I agree. Chris Brown, dude. But no. So to put it together, and we'll throw it up on the Spotify, and we'll get a nice little playlist for people.
Sure.
They could check out your music taste.
For sure.
But yeah, thanks for coming on, buddy. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Thanks, Faded audience. It was a pleasure. Had lots of fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tyler Skelly. We'll be back next week with another episode. See you later.
Catch you later.